Today, we're catching up with our Pictionary challenge. So, as a team, last Friday, we decided to do a remote team building exercise. Well, I'm not sure if it was team building, but it was Pictionary. What we did was we found an online whiteboard that we could all draw on at the same time, and we found a website that generates words for Pictionary. We all joined a video call, and then we basically just generated a word for ourselves, tried to draw it, and then other people guessed it. You know how Pictionary works.
Yeah, as it turns out, drawing with a mouse is really difficult.
I think that was one of the most enjoyable bits, is just everyone's awful drawing, because
even worse than their actual drawing.
Yeah,
it's just exaggerated. So yeah, in terms of tools, we used awwapp.com, which is like a virtual collaborative whiteboard, which was free. And then we used a free online word generator, which you can just Google. I think there's a ton of them. I guess one downside was we kind of all ran out of words eventually. The kind of random word generator sort of hit its limit after we'd been playing for about an hour, and we kind of had a fair bit of repetition there. So that was a little bit of a shame, but otherwise it was pretty good. And I mean, I don't want to speak to how it went too much, because I guess it's more about what you guys thought than what I thought. How did you find it?
It was way less awkward than I thought it could have been. Like, it was actually really fun. It just went along as a game that we played together, and then when it was finished, it was finished. There weren't really any points of, nobody was prodding anybody to have fun or anything. It was just actually fun.
Yeah, because from my position as the sort of, manager, boss, whatever it is, like, I'm sort of dreading the idea of doing some sort of forced fun where everyone has to sort of pretend they're having a good time for an hour. So it was good to have just like an activity that was just kind of, and it didn't end up being awkward. That was the fear.
It leveled the playing field, because it wasn't as though we were playing like a general knowledge quiz or anything that required any like cultural knowledge. It was just a case of...
Yeah, which is really important as well, because like for our team, who like totally international, like Kyle's in the Philippines and Isabel is British, but she's in Italy, and Daniel's in the US. So like, general knowledge could be a real challenge, because, like, I don't know, Trivial Pursuit for us in the UK is just full of British politics and pop music and all this kind of stuff that people just wouldn't get. I guess pop music's probably not a relevant example anymore, but back in the 80s that would have been a problem. But I suppose now everyone listens to the same stuff. But
well, that is the problem, is that all of the questions are about 70s music, which I don't care about.
No, or was alive for. Yeah, so there's no unfair advantage. I mean, Daniel did talk about cracking out his stylus and drawing with a pencil when the rest of us were struggling with our mouse, which would have been a bit of an unfair advantage, I think. But no, it was pretty good. So what do you reckon? Is that something we recommend, or we do it again?
I think if we had a different word generator, then I'd be up for it again. I think that what this does really well, and I think why it would be useful for other people who haven't done something like this before, is that it's a really good proof of concept.
Yeah, exactly. It was super low barrier to entry, really easy to do. You don't need to spend any money to make it happen. It's just a Zoom call and a couple of free online tools. We did no setup at all, did we? We just jumped on a call and started doing it. And so that was pretty great to sort of test the waters as to whether an online kind of group activity was a fun thing to do.
Yeah, it wasn't a disaster. It was really easy to do. It was good fun. And it was, like, I think as well, what you mentioned there about it, the low level of setup is important, because it was a case of 5 minutes before you just copy and paste a couple of links into Slack.
Exactly. And there's just nothing worse, is there, like setting aside time and then spending the first 20 minutes going, oh, can you hear me? Can you see me? This isn't working. All that stuff is just a real bummer. And also my team lost you and I were on the team on the second round, and we lost. So, it more or less ruined the entire experience for me at that point.
Well, for you maybe.
But sorry, I went and had a cry afterwards. It was fine. So yeah, I guess we would recommend it. You've kind of recommended a next game we should try, the Jackbox Party Pack. So tell us about this a bit. I've
mentioned this as like taking it up a level insofar as it costs money, but you buy one license for a group of up to 100 people. So it's not crazy. But I think similar to what you're saying about it being easy to set up, is the idea with this is that it's a group of games that you interact with the game via your phone. Mm-hmm. So you would share something, like you would have a common screen that you would all see with questions and answers and voting and all that, but the actual interaction with the app is done on your phone. And I think that's another way that would just make it easy to do what we did with Pictionary, but have it be more involved. And also along the same line of trying to have a sort of level playing field in terms of like knowledge and culture and background. It's user generated quizzes, so it's like you draw stuff or you write stuff or it's like Pictionary. It's your own work that goes against other people's own work and it's voted on.
Awesome. Yeah, cool. We should definitely try this then. So this is, well, in our UK Google Play Store, it's $24.49. So yeah, let's give this a shot in a couple of weeks and see. The other idea I had that I definitely am keen to give a go is, well, I've never tried the one in real life. Have you ever tried an escape room?
No. I hear a lot about them, but I haven't tried one.
Exactly. Very trendy, very cool. They look a lot of fun, and I've been wanting to try them for ages, but haven't. And this could be a good opportunity. A lot of these kind of escape room companies are offering remote experiences and allowing you to play virtually. And I was just kind of looking into how that works. And basically the way the system works is the game master, the person that would ordinarily be watching you while you're in the room and kind of helping you if you get completely stuck or whatever, is in the room on your behalf. And you kind of direct them, you and your team direct them to sort of try and solve the puzzle. So this sounds like a really cool idea that I'd love to try. There's a couple of companies online doing this. And so once we've kind of narrowed down which one we'll go for, we'll be able to share that on the show. It is a bit more pricey. I think it's like $99 for a group, which is, pretty reasonable when we're talking about kind of, if we compare this to like your standard kind of corporate get together, it's pretty cheap. So I think that'd be another cool option to give a try as well.
Yeah, I think a small price to pay to hold someone's life in your hand and
exactly.
Like he's living some sort of Truman Show type existence.
I know, yeah. We were just joking. It'd be fun to sort of just, not even try and solve the puzzle and just have the game master do headstands or whatever. Probably a bit cruel. So no, we won't be doing that. But so there's the kidnapping escape room, and I've lost the link now. But yeah, there's Mystery Mansion, the kidnapping, the pyramid, which are all based in, a couple of them are based in Birmingham, one of them's based in Los Angeles. So it's like you're really kind of playing these real escape rooms remotely. So that sounds pretty cool. So
that's it for today's episode. Have you been doing any online quizzes or games with your team? We'd love to know. Email us wfh@lowerstreet.co and we'd love to talk about it on the show. And remember to subscribe for new content every weekday.